Hey, this is Haplin, and in this video, I'm going to introduce you to workflows. Workflows are how we power pretty much all the automation inside of HighLevel. Not all of it, but it's a very, very powerful feature that you need to know how to use in order to get the most out of this paid ads playbook. So to experience workflows in a given sub account, click automations, and then let's just go ahead and click on new workflow. And I'm going to take this opportunity to just sort of explain the basic structure of a workflow. Let's build from scratch so it's just totally blank. We've got two main elements of every workflow. There's always going to be at least one trigger, and there's always going to be at least one action. There's a trigger and an action. A trigger is the thing that kicks the workflow off, that lets the system know to activate the workflow. It's pretty self-explanatory. The word trigger should kind of cue you as to what it means. And then actions are what you want the system to do when the workflow activates. You can have multiple triggers and you can have multiple actions. And you can do a lot of things in between that we're going to talk a little bit more about here coming up. In this whole section on lead sources, we're going to be talking mostly about triggers. Each source corresponds to a trigger that can kick off a workflow. Now, there are other things that happen outside of workflows altogether, such as just the contact creation and their contact profile, etc. But workflows is really where we're going to control exactly what experience that lead gets and how we organize them once we have generated the lead. So let's take our first example. We just learned all about the ads manager and how to get meta leads inside of HighLevel. But what if we wanted to activate a workflow? We'd simply click add new trigger and then search for the Facebook lead form submitted and set up that trigger appropriately. We can add a filter to specify which form we want this trigger to apply to, then click save trigger, and voila, we have our first workflow trigger. Workflow triggers provide the context in which we will be talking about lead sources in general. So if you want to know how to get leads from anywhere across the internet into HighLevel, there's going to be a corresponding trigger that we'll learn how to use. After that, we'll talk about all the crazy fun things that we can do with those leads in terms of their curated and shepherded journey down the sales pipeline and how we organize them. So if you're ready for that, go ahead and move on to the next module.
Your properties.